Alright, Generation 4. Um, Generations 4 is weird. I think unless you're playing Platinum, the generation's not that great, but if you're playing Platinum, the game's really good. Um, the Pokemon diversity is pretty solid if you're playing Platinum, of course. Alrighty, let's start with the S tier. Infernape, obvious S tier, one of the best starters, and I think it's a circumstantial S as well because there's just so few fire types this generation to pick from. Even in Platinum, there's not much variety. So, Infernape is a great choice if you want to run a fire type. And he's just a solid Pokemon overall in general, other than that, so. All these Pokemon, I guess I was factoring the physical special split with some of those other Pokemon, but this is really where it matters. All these Pokemon from here on out. Staraptor, amazing Route 1 bird, one of the best ones for sure. He's just, all you need is a strong flying type move, he gets close combat, and a strong normal type move, and that covers almost every Pokemon in the game, basically. It's great. Lucario, cool Pokemon, good typing, just never bad. Can't go wrong with Lucario. Garchomp, one of the coolest pseudos, probably the second coolest after Salamence, I would say. Ground Dragons, a great type combo. I mean, it's Garchomp, can't go wrong with that. Magnezone, very strong Pokemon. I love the Magnezone line. I think they're really cool. It's Steel Electric, great typing as well. Tangrowth. I'm not a big fan of grass types, but Tangrowth is just such a solid Pokemon. Great stats, easy enough to get, especially now that there's physical grass moves in this generation. This Pokemon benefits even more from that. Gligar, one of the coolest Pokemon in all of Pokemon. Flying ground, like I said before, crazy cool typing. Couple sword dances, and you're just going to be Earthquake and everything. Porygon Z, probably the coolest of the Porygons. I really like Porygon Z. He just, he not only is he pretty strong with like Hyper Beam, just a great all-around pure normal type. Giratina, cool cover legendary. I've never really used Giratina, but he's cool looking. That's why he's an S tier. Dialga, I actually used Dialga a little bit. Steel Dragon's a great type. Covers those pesky fairies and steel types, that's for sure. These guys are all really strong Pokemon, or I think Glaceon's one of my personal favorite evolutions. Probably my second favorite after Umbreon. I think this generation might have the best starters, arguably. Torterra, one of the best grass starters, if not the best. Empoleon's cool. I like Steel Water as a type. It's just probably he's got tough competition against these other two starters. Nothing against him though. He's great. B tier. Babero with Symbol is actually a pretty good Pokemon, to be honest. Pretty underrated. The rest of these guys are all middle of the road Pokemon. Yan Mega maybe could be A if he didn't have such horrible move pool to pick from. He's just a really cool looking Pokemon. It's just hard to get good moves for him in the early gens. C tier, neutral to these guys. They're all fairly decently cool Pokemon. It's just I got no qualms, or I don't enjoy any of them particularly. I know a lot of people like Luxray. I'm just not the biggest fan in the world of Luxray. He's kinda cool looking, but that's about it. Once again, pure electric type. I don't get why people like them so much, especially when they lack good coverage like he does. D tier. Not to say, or before we go to the D tier, I do like pure electric. I think it's one of the cooler types in the game. It's just uh, they gotta have good coverage or good ability or something. D tier. Hate the way Roserade looks. Not a fan. The rest of these Pokemon are either weak or I just don't like these two Pokemon. Don't find them fun to play against at all. Because this stupid idiot here either has heat proof or levitate, so you never know which one you can use on him. He was weak to nothing, but that's all you had going for him. Don't like the way Palkia looks. Never used him before, just think it's an ugly Pokemon, and then I've never used the Lake Spirits much in battle either. It's just, I think they're uncreative. And there's a lot of F tier Pokemon. All the mythicals and Regigigas is awful. Ambipom is ugly. Ugly. Bad, 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 bad. Ugly, ugly, ugly. There's a lot of ugly Pokemon in this gen. And there's a lot of mythicals, which I'm not a big fan of, but yeah, the top half there's a lot of really cool Pokemon at the top, but the bottom are some of the weirdest Pokemon for sure. That's Generation 4.